Alright, and welcome back to video 2 of the focusing power. And I want to just let you know before we start today, I wanted to say that if you're doubting the power of positive focus in your life, I want you to remember some of the great leaders we've had, some of the great speakers and motivators in our time that have been able to move people to do amazing things. And I want you to remember their speeches. How many times in their speeches did they focus on negative aspects of things? How many times did they say things we could not do or things like that? Hardly ever, because when people focus on positive outcomes, it tends to manifest itself into reality, and people become motivated and become motivated to do positive things because they don't think about the negative things. So just keep that in mind while you're listening to this video and the other videos. Remember, it's a mindset, and if you own this mindset of positive thinking, now I'm not saying you're going to be able to do it 100% of the time, but if you do it 80% of the time, can you imagine how your life would change? So let's get on today, and we're going to talk about our fantastic 15 minutes in the morning, or whenever your schedule allows, for the beginning of your day or at the very end of your day. What we're talking about is, let's say that you've got a typical schedule. You get up in the morning to go to work. We're talking about getting up maybe another 15 minutes early and just making sure that you have another 15 minutes available in the morning. And believe me, this is going to be time well invested. 15 minutes of pure focus on positive aspects and your dreams and everything else we're going to talk about is going to power you through the entire day. So remember, this is a great investment. You're going to get 1,000% return on just a tiny investment here. So what we're talking about has three components to it. You're going to take 15 minutes, and the first component is some sort of physical exercise. I recommend walking. It's not going to be strenuous. If you enjoy running, that's one thing, but it's something that you are not going to really strain yourself to do. So I just recommend walking at first. Most Americans that are busy, multitasking and everything throughout the day, a nice gradual walk is the best thing for you. So that's the first physical component. And what you want to do is pre-plan this. Pre-plan a walk that would take about 15 minutes. You know, up the hill and back down, and in 15 minutes, boom, you're back at the house ready to go. So the first component is physical exercise. What that gives you is it gets your blood moving for one. It gets you out of the house and doing something a little bit different for two. And physical exercise on a medical basis is great for your body because it releases endorphins. It's great for helping to fight depression, helping to get you in a more positive state. So that's the first and major component. Whatever your 15 minutes is going to consist of, it's definitely going to consist of you moving and doing something. It's called physiology, and we get into that in some of the other videos and things like that. But when you're holding your body in a positive state, shoulders up and head back and everything, generally that means that you're in a good mood. If you ever think about yourself when you're in a good mood, you're not slouched over and frowning and things like that. When you're happy, you're smiling. And so it's the same thing with your whole body. When you're moving and those endorphins are kicking around and your blood is moving, you're in a good mood. So it's really impossible to start your day in a bad way if you're starting this 15-minute walk or however physical exercise you choose. So the next major component is breathing. When you walk out the door, you already have your 15-minute walk plan. So you're going to walk out the door and you're just going to breathe. I just want you to do it once or twice or 3 times if you're really committed to this, but just, that feeling of satisfaction, completion, relaxation, however you want to think about it. It's that breath that, kind of like when the hard day's work is finally done, you sit down and you're finally relaxed, or if you found out maybe all your problems all of a sudden magically are just gone. Somebody took care of it all. You would sit back and you would go, big breath in and and we're going to do that. We're going to do that once, twice, 3 times to be really committed. So we're going to big breath in and let it out. Okay, that's the first 2 things you're going to do in the morning is your get out, physical exercise, and you're going to take the big breaths in and let them out and release all that stress and all the worries. You're not going to worry. You're going to focus on the third major component of your fantastic 15 minutes here, and that's focused thinking. And the first part of your focused thinking is you're going to decide that in the next 15 minutes you will think positively. You will make those negative feelings and those negative thoughts go away. You will not allow them to enter your head. You decide now that this 15 minutes is for you and you alone, for your life and for your future and for your vision. You will not allow anything negative to enter your mind, and if it starts to, you're going to kick it right back out. So that's the third component of the focused thinking. So what we're going to do, we've got our running shoes on or our walking shoes on, we take our breath, we go out, we get the focused thinking. We decide what we're going to do is focus on positive aspects. That's all. And the first thing we're going to do is what I like to do is create a positive attitude for myself. So that way I make sure none of those negative thoughts, it's kind of like putting a force field around you. You create a positive force field, those negative thoughts can't enter into your mind. So there's 3 steps to this. The first step is to start appreciating. You start your walk, it's 15 minutes, so maybe you time it, so maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes of it is just appreciating everything that you have. If you really think about the things in your life, I know you have appreciation for them. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you have access to one of the greatest technologies that has happened to our lifetime is the internet, the computers. If you're on a computer, you're probably sitting inside. You're under heated or air-conditioned home. You've got a roof over your head. It may be paid for, it may not, but you've got a roof over your head. You've got family that loves you. You've got a job. Whatever it may be that you can focus on that you appreciate. God, the universe, your pets, whatever it may be. It can be physical things like cars or anything like that. Whatever you can appreciate, that you can really be thankful of, that's what you're going to focus on first. And then you're going to go to visualizing your ultimate goals. Now this might be your next 4 minutes. It's going to depend on you. Just time it out so it lasts about 15 minutes. Visualize your ultimate goals. And your ultimate goals are going to be, what are you really working towards? What's this whole, do you have kids and your ultimate goal is to get them into a good college and get them out the way? Or are you a CEO or you're working towards your career at your job and you want to have goals for that? Whatever it may be, whatever your ultimate goal for maybe this next year or the next 10 years, it depends on how motivated you are. You're going to start visualizing that and get it. Go back through the videos on visualization and you'll get a really good grasp on how to really visualize things. But what we're doing for today is concentrating on what the third aspect of this is. After you've envisioned your ultimate goals, we're going to envision what we're doing that day to go obtain that goal. So if you're if you're trying to get promoted at a certain job and you want to be the president one day of that company, then what are you doing today to further yourself towards that goal? If you're a homemaker or you're just concentrating on your kids going to college, what are you doing today to further your kids away on that goal? So that's what you're doing today, and you're thinking about the positive aspects, and you're seeing it happen before it happens. You're seeing all the good things that are going to happen and all the progress you're making before it happens. And if you have this aspect in this 15 minutes of your day, in the first 15 minutes, you're going to get through your day, and even the challenges that come along you're going to be able to tackle because you know what the ultimate outcome is. And that's a whole bunch of time management stuff, and I do get into time management on one of my courses, but we're running a little bit long on this video, so as a good time manager, I got to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.